I'm Representative Christie Kuhns. I represent the 32nd House District, representing portions of Greater Cincinnati. I'm joined today by Representative Janine Boyd, Gail Dudley, a small business owner and co-founder of Ready Publication, Council Member from Columbus, Liz Brown, and Keary McCarthy, President and CEO of Innovation Ohio. Today we gather to announce that Representative Boyd and I have introduced legislation to create a family and medical leave insurance program in Ohio. Beginning in 2020, the program will provide 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave benefits, which will permit individuals to care for a family member, bond with a new child, or address their own serious health condition. The program will be under the purview of the Department of Job and Family Services. In order to be eligible for the program benefits, an individual must file a claim, must have worked at least 680 hours during the base period, premiums must have been withheld and remitted for at least 1 year, and the leave must be for the above mentioned purposes. The program establishes that employers will withhold money from employees' paychecks for the program. Then an employee could file a claim that will give them up to $1,000 per week based on their average weekly wage while caring for an infant after the birth or adoption, or while caring for a relative with a serious health condition. Currently, employees can take up to 12 weeks of unpaid maternity or medical leave, but as we know, most families cannot afford unpaid leave. Cincinnati and Dayton recently took the lead on this issue of paid leave by offering it to public employees, and it's time for Ohio to also follow in their footsteps. The United States is the only industrialized nation that does not provide paid leave to new mothers. Only 5 states, California, New Jersey, Rhode Island, Washington, and Washington, D.C., in addition to recently New York, require paid parental leave. The cost is relatively small for employees in states with paid family leave. In New Jersey, the maximum amount withheld in a year is $26.08. The average cost in California is $30 each year. Colorado's legislature considered a similar bill and estimated a cost of approximately $400,000 to complete the actuarial evaluation and establish the program, and I anticipate that will be the cost to do an actuarial evaluation here in Ohio. Paid parental leave is a way to reduce Ohio's abysmal infant mortality rate. In 2014, 6.8 infants died for every 1,000 births. The rate was even worse for African American infants, with 14.3 deaths for every 1,000 births. Paid parental leave can reduce infant mortality by up to 10%, according to a 2011 study of 141 countries with such leave. Mothers have more time for breastfeeding, which also reduces infant death rates, according to the World Health Organization. On a personal note, just a short year ago, I gave birth to my own son, Kai, while serving in this General Assembly. Even though I continued to travel to Columbus past the date where my doctors thought it was, wise, and returned just 4 short weeks after giving birth, a reporter called me a couple of weeks ago while doing a story on absences in the General Assembly and asked me if I wanted to give context for the days that I missed, even though it was very well known that my leave was based on caring for my newborn child. That's unacceptable. And we have many families throughout Ohio that have jobs, that welcome a new child into their families, that have serious health conditions. And as someone who recently went through that experience, and also as someone who suffers from 2 autoimmune disorders that I have to manage on a daily basis, I think this is something that we all need to rally behind and ensure that every single citizen in Ohio can afford themselves of those benefits. I will now turn it over to Representative Janine